Redditors assemble. r/AskReddit. Why do you like to be alone? I can be myself. I never know which version of myself I am when I have to socialize. I always feel terrible afterwards and scrutinize what I said or did. I feel mentally discombobulated. When I am alone, there's no stress. I like myself more. Man, shifting personalities is such a trip. At work I'm talkative. In class I don't say a word. With my friends I'm a dumbass. With my family I'm silly. At the store I'm anxious. And when I'm alone I just feel natural. I hate it when I subconsciously fall back into behavior from 10 years ago when I meet people again from that time. Even if I am a more confident person now, I become shy and quiet. Same. Hate that so much. You spend all that time growing into a much better person only to revert when meeting someone from that time. It's the worst. Solitude is comforting. When I'm alone I don't have to be scared to be myself and I don't have to pretend I'm feeling fine all the time. This is such a good explanation. People who don't get it always wonder what introverted people do that make them enjoy solitude. Nothing. It's not about what you do when you're alone. It's about how being alone makes you feel. For me anyway. Like you said, I am in a constant state of calm and peace. I don't have to think about anyone else or think about what I should say. I am just me, in the present moment, calm and self-aware and happy. You know, that's an interesting take. I've always said I like to be the cliched alone with my thoughts, but you're right. The way it feels is the real reason why I like being alone. I'd definitely describe it as calm and I might even go so far as saying content. Yes, so true. Amen, brother. I live alone and in my apartment I can do what I want, when I want, however I want. The complete freedom to have a day with no plans and then to spend the day doing as much or as little as I want. No obligations to anyone that I don't make for myself. Spending a lot of time alone is a really good way to learn a lot about who you are, without influence from other people and their opinions or perception of you. I've been living alone for over 2 years, but for the past 9 months of being single and, mostly, not dating, I've realized how much I am capable of enjoying my own company. One of the best times I've ever had was 5 years ago when I took a solo vacation for 5 days. I didn't care one bit that it was in Chicago in January. Actually, I just considered it part of the adventure. What mattered was that it was all about me and what I felt like doing. Was there anyone to whine about getting cold and tired when I wanted to walk around the city and explore all day? Nope. Was there anyone to disagree about where to eat dinner? Nope. Anyone who didn't feel like getting up at 6 a.m. to walk down the street for breakfast? Nope. Anyone to judge me the day I ordered pizza and stayed in my hotel room watching TV until 3 in the afternoon? Nope. Was there anyone who cared about going there with no agenda and only a list of places I wanted to eat? Nope. There wasn't even one person who thought it was silly or dumb for talking to strangers, such as the homeless lady at Starbucks who introduced herself as Priscilla Presley. Hands down, the best thing about being alone is not having to worry about compromising with anyone else's wants or demands. I can totally relate. I took a solo vacation to Seattle back in 2018 and it's the best trip I've ever gone on for these exact reasons. I've basically only traveled solo for the last decade and this is exactly it. I wouldn't necessarily mind bringing someone along, but I love not having to consult or compromise on dinner, or how I'm getting somewhere, or what events or activities or museums I'm going to. It's so nice to just do what I want, leave when I get tired, spend as much or as little money as I want. My friends are annoying sometimes. It's good to take breaks. I like to rotate around, right round, like a record, or more like a Beyblade. I prefer one of those tables where knives are thrown at me. Mine are super obnoxious sometimes. Have to tell them to shut up every once in a while. I like having multiple friend groups, because it's nice to be alone with your thoughts and enjoy alone time. Definitely agree. I don't feel as if I truly process new information or circumstances until I've been alone. You put into words how I didn't even know I felt. I've always liked being alone with my thoughts too. I've always wondered if that makes me arrogant. Like, do I think they're better than other people's, or do I just like the fact I can spend time exploring my ideas? I hate the stress of having to constantly be present in mind when I'm with other people. I love being able to space out and sit in silence and just be in my own head. Being around people for extended periods of time drains me and I need a day to myself to reset. Classic introvert. The best way I've heard introversion and extroversion summed up is simply this. Introversion equals being around people takes energy. Extroversion equals being around people gives you energy. Of course there's a lot more to it than that, but it seems that's the basic difference at its core. I was married for 13 years to a total extrovert and built my entire social circle around him. I mean, if I wanted to be around people, I would just go to the dining room table or join them out for drinks. If I wanted to be alone, that was easy. I'd go to my room and work on my art or whatever. Now that I am divorced, I am almost always alone. That's a hard social pill to swallow. People are exhausting. I tend to believe all people have two gas tanks. One that can only be filled up by the company of those you truly connect with, and one that can only be filled up by time alone. And they are different sizes for different people. Indeed, as Murakami wrote, in this world, there are things you can only do alone, and things you can only do with somebody else. It's important to combine the two in just the right amount. That reminds me of this quote. I tend to believe all people have two gas tanks. One that can only be filled up by the company of those you truly connect with, and one that can only be filled up by time alone. And they are different sizes for different people. Munch hair off. Hey, man, that takes me back 10 seconds. It is the least stressful condition to be in. I will never understand codependent people. Being alone is the one time you can literally do what you want and completely be yourself. No one to shoot down your plans and no hearing opinions from people. Alone time is bliss. I am never, ever bored when I'm by myself. I can sit around and think, read, do the work or hobbies I love, hang with my dogs. I guess I'm not alone anymore when I'm with them, but it feels endless what I can do. With other people I'm often bored. If I'm making small talk, or just trying to engage them for politeness or kindness. I mean, I still enjoy many interactions and situations with other people, but alone wins. I do especially like hanging out with my boyfriend, but we do that together, but each doing our own thing. Great Modest Mouse lyric that goes, and I'm lonesome when you're around and I'm never lonesome when I'm by myself. Always related to this one. Got another one for you if you like Modest Mouse. The simplicity of solitude, it's a hard thing to perfect. Stealing happiness from loneliness is not a simple theft. A black bear has it figured out and gets what he deserves. And the fur that he is wearing is the fur that he prefers. Black bear. It's quiet. I'm not legally required to say thanks for the gold's kind, strangers, but I did accidentally in this sentence, so there you go. The older I get, the more I hate ruckus. I don't even think it's an age thing. For me, it's just noisy day after noisy day adds up, and I just can't take any more useless blabbing on about completely unrelated drivel, and sometimes it's all just too much. It gets to the point I can't even focus on what I'm doing no matter how important it is. I hate being the person that lashes out and disappears, but it's just too much. My favorite line from a TV show, from Buffy and spoken by Xander. I like the quiet. Buffy is a good show. Just getting into it. I don't have to worry about other people. I can do whatever I want whenever I want. Right now I'm planning on getting dressed and taking a leisurely stroll through the park. Smoke a joint and get a taco. No time frame. I'll get there when I get there. I'll get back when I get back. Then I'll do whatever I want for the rest of the night. Alternatively, last time I was at my friend's and they had the radio on and it was the worst freaking station around. This is why I hate the perfunctory "got big plans for the weekend?" question. No, I do not have plans for the weekend. I'll sleep until I'm ready to get up. Work out when I feel like it. Maybe have an afternoon cocktail. Nap. Do some cleaning when I feel like it. Work hours are when I stick to a schedule. When I'm not on an employer's time, I'm on my time and I do what I want when I feel like it. I also hate that the word plans is always implicitly assumed to mean plans with other people. Yes, I do have plans. My plans are to be by myself and do whatever I feel like doing. But no, if you're hanging out with people, then that's having plans. And if you're by yourself, then you're just doing nothing. Such BS, and extremely telling about the way most people see the world. I've always been that way. Would rather enjoy my own company for countless hours than be around people and feel the need to leave after a while. I am just like you, but my parents are always forcing me to stay longer than I feel comfortable, and I end up hating hanging out with my friends. Any tips to hang out willingly more often? From one introvert to another, the more people involved, the less time you will feel comfortable. People are just draining on your overall energy. So to prolong your social interactions, try a smaller group of friends. Also, doing something you like to do by yourself, but with the group of friends helps too, like video games or playing on your phone. Eventually you'll find friends that don't seem to be as draining, and hopefully you'll even find some that don't drain you at all. And when you find one that you actually prefer to be alone with, that's the keeper. This so much. I love spending time by myself, and it used to be so hard hanging out with big groups of people for more than a couple hours at best without feeling like leaving and straight up not having a good time, because I could only focus on how much I didn't want to be there. It has become way easier now. I started by hanging out with just one person at a time, someone I felt really comfortable with and could talk for hours. Anxiety made this hard at the beginning, making me think we'd just sit there in unaffordable silence, but it got easier. Then I slowly started hanging out with more people each time. Now I can comfortably be around a big group of friends with no problem, although I limit how often and how much I do so, as I still enjoy being by myself. I can enjoy it and have a good time. Honestly, if you're enjoying what you're all doing, then you won't want to leave. But I can't think of any way to make socializing more enjoyable if you're just not into it, sadly. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and leave a comment which story you liked the most. Subscribe and hit the bell notification for updates on our latest videos. And don't forget to check the links in the description box for more awesome content.